Well, as we near the end of 2024, it is the league leaders Melbourne City who take on the Wellington Phoenix side, who have been their best run of form in club history. 3 wins out of their last 4. They'll be looking to continue against the Melbourne City side, who've typically had their number. The aggregate score for this fixture in the past is 11-2. Only 2 goals scored. They scored 1 last time, and the goal scorer of that happens to be sitting on the Melbourne City bench this afternoon in Mariana Speckmeyer. But Wellington Phoenix probably feeling the most confident they've ever felt heading into this fixture. And for Melbourne City and Michael Matriciani, who's been very, very successful as the head coach of Melbourne City, still yet to lose a game. He'll be looking to continue to get the 3 points as they did last week against Adelaide. But a big fixture ahead between 2 sides who love to have the ball, love to dictate play. We're seeing some high-quality football this afternoon. And we'll see how the sides line up. Michael Matriciani makes 2 changes to the side that defeated Adelaide last week. Melina Mires comes back into the starting 11 after missing out last week due to illness. And last week's goal scorer, Mariana Speckmeyer, also heads to the bench, replaced by Briley Henry. And City fill out their bench with some star-studded names in Holly McNamara and Rihanna Policina. So referees all smiles. Hopefully they'll be all smiling once the 90 minutes is well and truly over. A big afternoon of football. Captain Rebecca Stott, ever reliable in the heart of the Melbourne City defence. Such a valuable, valuable player. And there is their goalkeeper, Melina Mires. She'll be looking to have a great afternoon. But for the Wellington Phoenix, they'll line up as follows. Paul Temple makes 3 changes ahead of today's matchup. Olivia Kelly, Alyssa Wynnum and Daisy Brazendale all start after coming off the bench last week. And that sees Zoe McMeekin, Maybay Tanaka and Emma Main head to the bench. McMeekin being one of the goal scorers in last week's game against Sydney FC. And we see Melbourne City goalkeeper Melina Mires, as I mentioned, back into the starting 11 after starting on the bench last week due to illness. We saw Melissa Barbieri in goals. Getting it a little bit away, but we are underway at Casey Fields. Wellington Phoenix get us going. Try to drive forward, but ball given up immediately to Bosch. And one of the most impressive players so far this season, Mexican-American. Tried to release out, but cleared by Jaber. A chance to make their way forward for Grace Charlet. immediately cut out. That's sloppy from Letitia McKenna, who 100 games in the Ninja A-League competition for Letitia McKenna. And she's been one of the ever reliable players for Melbourne City throughout her time there. Not always regularly starting, but when she has been on the park, she is able to get on the score sheet and really move the side forward. Longo not impressed with that call. Thought it was Wellington's ball, but City will have their first real opportunity to build out from the back and work their way through this Wellington setup. McKenna playing it out quickly to Briley Henry. Seen her play a fullback a few times last season and this season as well, playing a little bit further forward, but that's cleared by Barry. Start. Just couldn't get past that time. Had to poke it away. Finds the help of TJ Vlanich. If you look back at last season for Melbourne City, at this point, if you were to look at some of the statistics, one of the most telling ones was passes in the opposition half. And now a chance for a touch there for TJ Vlanich, if she can get a cross in, but blocked away by Jaber. This will be the first corner of the game. It goes to Melbourne City. As I was mentioning, City absolutely dominated the stat of passes in the opposition half. The top of that was Rebecca Stott, Taylor Rotto. They really suffocated sides in their own defensive half. But this season, not so much. You only see the likes of Laura Hughes filling out that stat at this point of the season. Kostelakis, that's driving through, but it goes past everybody. Kostelakis made the move in the off-season from the Western Sydney Wanderers. One of the most promising young footballers we have in this country. Excellent defensively, but certainly not afraid to go forward and get her name on the score sheet, as we've seen throughout this season. Davidson working their way through, but intercepted by the Phoenix. Chance to break forward. That's straight to Mires. She's well off her line. McCutcheon lost out. Now for Briley Henry. She can get the better of Jaber. Quick recovery from Tiana Jaber. It's one of her real skills, Jaber, is her fitness. That's why we've constantly seen her, even when she's been out of the competition, her ability to get back and sides wanting to pick her up because she's always fit and ready to play. And utilise her. And that's exactly how Wellington picked her up last season as an injury replacement. Trying to break free, but one back by Wynnum. He's going to come back for a Nick's free kick. So we take a look at that. Certainly just getting pulled back allows Melbourne City a chance to set up defensively, but tactical foul from Taylor Rotto. That press from City, something the Phoenix will have to be wary of, particularly the side who love to have the ball at their feet. Something Paul Temple really preaches with his side, and that's just a little bit too much left there by Lourdes Bosch. to take this free kick. Got some numbers on the far side, and that's where the ball heads centrally more so. And Mires able to collect and wants to break out quickly. That ball just spun slightly away from Briley Henry. Wynnum out to Jale. Got options in the middle, and Mires just bobbled it momentarily. Quick recovery. Bosch. Postelakis. Stott. Mires going to send it long, trying to find Lourdes Bosch. Just pulls maybe ever so slightly wall, but a little bit of a tussle between the two. No free kick awarded, and it's going to stay with Melbourne City. Brought down by Hughes. Now, this battle, Harvey. Send it across, McCutcheon clears it away, but it should come back through Rebecca Stott. Davidson. Momentarily losing possession was Melbourne City. Barry sends it back into Valau. Lanich now tried to find Leah Davidson, but McCutcheon smartly just nudged her ever so smartly off her line. Carolina Valau is really good this season. Top 2 in terms of save percentage by any keeper in the competition. One of the stable forces for this Wellington Phoenix side, and a big reason their ability to find form once again. Hughes fighting for possession. Melbourne City. It's not going to be an easy afternoon. That's given away cheaply to Jale. McCutcheon. Wynnum couldn't get hold possession, but it may just fall for the Knicks, and it does for Alyssa Wynnum. Well work to Jale. Needs to find another option forward though. Forced to retreat. Jaber. Wynnum. Mires under pressure, had to be mindful. Hughes. Lanich. Can this ball sit for her before it runs out? It can. Up against Jaber. Cuts inside, sends it across. Cleared away. Davidson. Still in fight. Postelakis. Chance to reset for City. Not surprising at all. Melbourne City dominating the possession, 72-28. Something very familiar of their last season style of play. throughout this season. It's been a little bit more even. They still typically dominate it, but not as much as they did last season, where you'd see 75-25 by the time we got to full time as Bosch straight in. So it looks like Olivia Kelly. So it will be a free kick and it'll be a yellow card for Olivia Kelly very early on. We'll see how that plays out, particularly as she has to face Lourdes Bosch throughout this competition. Just get that boot in there, and Bosch smartly got herself the free kick. That's a flat ball to the front, dropped, and then cleared. Smart, but they just couldn't get numbers to attack the second ball. Valau made a mess of it initially, but was able to clear it in the end. Jale, Jaber. And that was poor execution from Tiana Jaber. Look at that delivery from TJ Vlanic, the near post. Wow, almost gave City a better chance they really should have had. That initial delivery looked better the first time, but really was directly at Valau, and she just wasn't able to control it. Otto, under pressure from Wynnum, finally finds some reprieve in McKenna. Able to keep it in now, Vlanic. That's a dangerous ball across. Bosch right behind Harvey with the follow-up effort off the crossbar. But it won't matter. The whistle had gone. I believe it had gone for an offside call earlier in the play. And it was clear as day, as Briley Henry had certainly gone way too early, and Bosch just overran it. And that Harvey follow-up wouldn't have counted even if it had hit the back of the net. McKenna over the top, asking a lot of Catherine Harvey, and she won't get there in time. Jale, Wynnum, poked it forward. Not sure if she maybe thought there was somebody else alongside her. Mieres finds Bosch. Beautiful pass out. And this is some smart play from Melbourne City. Apostolakis finds a little bit of space, got options in the middle, likes of Letitia McKenna. They have to find a few passes to get there. Harvey, Davidson. And now forced to retreat. All that momentum just kind of forced back. Well defended by Wellington, just to stifle the momentum of Melbourne City. A little bit left in that on TJ Vlanic. See that challenge once again, as you can see Jale did get the ball, but that follow through just catching the ankle of Vlanic. Such an experienced player in this competition. Spent last season with Western United back at Melbourne City, a club where she's enjoyed her time, played some really good football. Spent the off-season playing NPL Victoria with the Essendon Royals. Stott switches it out, but can't get past the head of Jaber. Vlanic. Henry under pressure and loses out. Davidson didn't look to have kept it in, but play continued, so it doesn't really matter. Anybody else thought it really matters what the referee thinks. Finds Wynnum. And Jale with the outstretched boot couldn't trap the ball.
Good idea, good idea.
Bilal. Searching. May fall for Longo, and the offside flag had gone anyway. It's got to be frustrating when you're just trying to play out from the back, and an offside so high up the field just stops all momentum and gives the ball back to a side in a really dangerous kind of area. Their ability to build, particularly a side like Melbourne City, who've been much more direct at times as the season has gone on. Last season, they could sometimes fall into a habit of just recycling the ball constantly and not really creating chances, as an overzealous challenge from Alyssa Wynnum on Leah Davidson. Melbourne City at times recycle the ball and just be a little bit passive in their play at times, searching for an answer, but this season, much more of a killer instinct. McCutcheon headed away, but it's going to go straight back to her. Now Annalie Longo, who just tripped up by Lord Esbosh. Hughes, Bosch, McKenna. Hughes once again, beats one, sends it across, nobody there. That was well worked on the edge of the box by Melbourne City. One of their best passages of play we've seen throughout the game. Hughes did well to beat Olivia Kelly. That's what you've got to remember. Olivia Kelly getting a yellow card back in the 11th minute. That could really cause a problem if City want to put all their attack mainly down on that right-hand side. As you see that, Hughes were able to beat Kelly, and then once you're in the box, it's really hard for a defender to really make a challenge. Don't want to give away a penalty. Have to be perfect. Lucky enough for Wellington, there was nobody behind making the run in for City. Now, as they make their way forward, Olivia Ferguson just losing possession to Apostolakis. Wall, Longo, Wynnum. That's nicely done. Sends it across, and Wynnum just couldn't trap it in time, but I think the flag had gone up on the far side once again. That's that threat of Alyssa Wynnum. She can really get involved in the build-up. Such a good link-up player. May not show up necessarily in terms of getting assists or the goals, but if you're watching the game, she certainly passes the eye test when you watch her. Vlanic. That's a sloppy pass. McCutcheon got something on it, but not able to regain possession. Jale just took a little too long to trap it. But Maya McCutcheon continues the hunt for the ball, sends it across, goes through everybody, and falls out the back to Lourdes Bosch. Can she make something of it? She goes forward. Gonna send it centrally. That's a good ball curling back into the path of Letitia McKenna. Hughes. Postelakis. Now Otto. Vlanich. It's a foot race between Jaber and McKenna. Now Valau gets involved to make that an obsolete factor. Wynnum. Nice bit of skill. Barry.
And again. Get ready.
And you can hear the Melbourne City coaching staff trying to help the side initiate the press to put Wellington under pressure, but Wellington have done well to get themselves out of that little tight spot. Longo. Brazendale. Will stay with Wellington, even though it took a slight deflection. And Maya McCutcheon driving through as Otto lost out possession that time. Well, that's not all that surprising when you look at the accurate passes so far in this game. You consider the amount of possession the Melbourne City have had to Wellington. Haven't really had the chance to string a few passes together and really build some momentum. That's been kind of those pressing moments that we've seen throughout this game where they've been able to find some sort of chances, and they come few and far between, certainly. And if you are just joining us now, still 0-0 as you can see, but Melbourne City have dominated the possession, created the better of the chances, but yet to really trouble Carolina Valau. Now Henry just losing out to Jaber and Barry, who tag team to clear away the danger for the Phoenix. That's a poor pass from Stott. Now Grace Jale set a task, hold it up, call for somebody. Mirez, outstretched arm. Not sure if she got a touch to it. She didn't, so will be a goal kick. Not sure if Grace Jale potentially thought there was somebody from the Phoenix coming through, or maybe she thought she could hit the target. Either way, probably wasn't the highest percentage chance that she could have afforded her team. Stott. Mirez. Hughes. Davidson. McKenna ready and waiting. Maya McCutcheon has certainly been a real troublemaker in the middle of the park for Wellington. Seen a couple times recently, just her putting some pressure on the City midfielders, and they've coughed up the ball. So this ball's played out, and Wall not able to find it in time. Barry. Jaber, nutmegged by Henry, but if you nutmeg a player and then you don't get the ball back, is it really a complete nutmeg? That is the ultimate question. Jale, Jaber, high ball, easy to get for Mires. See with Melbourne City, so much of the possession, really limiting Wellington's ability to create themselves without the ball. But for Melbourne City, the problem they have at times is getting shots on target and shots away. Can Briley Henry get them off? They're sitting at 0 on both shots on target and complete shots in the game at all. Remember that Catherine Harvey one earlier in the game, that came off the crossbar, but it was offside, so it didn't count. Melbourne City, they can't get themselves stuck in this kind of rut at times where they have lots of possession and they don't really create high quality chances. McKenna. It's where you can get stung by teams on a counter, which is Wellington are going to need to utilise in this game if they're not going to get a fair share of possession, or they're not able to win possession back themselves. If you're Melbourne City and you've got dominance in the game, you have to put sides away. Harvey forced further out. Postolakis. Bosch. Searching, staying in the area, looking for an entry, looking for somebody. Wellington are doing well, just locking them in this corner, not allowing any easy passes, forcing them to retreat, and Wynnum just initiates the press and then leaves space, but almost the perfect set of defensive plays from Wellington, and then that foul by Wall. Just cheaply giving the ball comfortably back to City, allowing them a chance to reset a set piece. Got some tall targets. Rebecca Stott, Taylor Otto. That's a nice ball into the path of Otto. Found Henry at the back. You can see the frustration. Not able to get it on target. There's a good ball from Vlanich. Over the head of Otto, and then Henry just caught it late. Maybe got distracted by the jump of Taylor Otto as well and just lost track of the flight of the ball. Bosch. Stott. Using Apostolakis. That's a good ball into Stott, dangerous. However, and then that's touch from McKenna, too much on it, but the ball sent straight back into the path of Laura Hughes. Hughes has been so good for Melbourne City since coming to the club last season from Canberra. And really one of the mainstays in that midfield, ever reliable, really solid, well-rounded midfielder, partnering Leah Davidson to anchor that midfield. And that's a poor ball. Wynnum, not sure what she was thinking there, if it was a pass or a shot. Either way, it's not exactly what they were after, not what they ordered. Bosch. Ball fumbling through. beating one, beats a second for the moment, and a cynical foul there from Daisy Brazendale, and rewarded with a yellow card. And as Bosch at times has the ability to make opponents look silly, got past one, and then Brazendale said, no way I'm going to let you get past and get a chance on goal. So a professional foul there. Vlanich. That ball sits well. Riley Henry up against Mackenzie Barry. Vlanich with a good delivery once again into the path of Riley Henry. Is there a question maybe of Mackenzie Barry? Was she pushing Henry over? Referee Kelly Jones disagreed. So it's only going to be a goal kick, but that's a good delivery from Vlanich. The far post, the one-on-one. Really just saying, win your battle to any of your teammates to find the back of the net. Not able to do so on that occasion, but those set pieces have looked quite promising at times for City in this game. Remember the first delivery into the near post where Valau fumbled it. Eventually cleared away by Wellington, but they've been some of those positive signs for Melbourne City in this game. Bosch sends it across, quite flat that delivery. Will it drop for McKenna? It can. Vlanich now. Going to take on Jale. Got a little bit of a step on her. Sends it across. But the outstretched boot was Lourdes Bosch. Couldn't find it. Good defensive recovery from Lara Wall. Vlanich got space. Once again, a good ball across. Riley Henry was just a little bit too far back. Bosch was just not able to make some contact. Those deliveries of TJ Vlanich, whether they be set pieces or during live play, being a bright spot for Melbourne City. Can they capitalise on that before we head into the halftime break? Otto. That's just a little bit of a dangerous pass, too far ahead of Stott and given away to McCutcheon, sends it across to Wynnum, too far behind her. Postolakis finds Hughes, trying to break free, and the nudge off the ball. Mackenzie Barry is not happy with the call. And Mackenzie Barry just feeling she was penalised for her in strength, but it doesn't really matter what the player thinks. It's all about what the referee makes the final call. Looping ball headed away by Kelly. Wynnum trying to bring the ball with her. Can't do so that time. Hughes knocking it on, and Kelly sends it back to Apostolakis. Getting pulled by Jale in a bit of a shoving match between those two in the aftermath. Apostolakis. Bosch. Looked like it may have taken a touch off Laura Hughes' arm, and referee Kelly Jones agrees. Quite quick, not intentional, but Letter of the law. Jaber going to try and take on a few, but left the ball behind. Henry. Vlanic. Otto. Sends it to Mires. Has to be careful. Sends it straight out to Hughes. He's able to trap it, but have to be mindful playing out from the back of times, Melbourne City. Wellington aren't going with the full-out press every time. Particularly when Rebecca Stott has the ball, it's probably not the wisest player to go out. She is really good with the ball, able to find a teammate even under pressure. So look as this game continues who Wellington choose to initiate the press with and which Wellington Phoenix player is able to capitalise. Wynnum takes a long-range effort. Mires able to just snatch it. We'll watch as the game continues how Wellington are able to put this Melbourne City side under pressure. And which of the City defenders or Mires who they will try and put under the most pressure. Now you can see, and that ball's given away cheaply. Jale fumbles, and there it is! Olivia Ferguson gets on the score sheet, as I was mentioning. Being dangerous at times from City to work their way out, and Wellington punished them. It's a poor pass from Mires out, straight to Jale, and ready and waiting was Olivia Ferguson. Her first goal, and the all-important first goal of this game. Olivia Ferguson getting on the score sheet. Really, really important. Her first ever goal. She's got 2 assists so far this season, but in the right place at the right time. And as I mentioned about Melbourne City, you have to take your chances when they come up. And Wellington, not necessarily a counter-attacking move, but just able to pick Melbourne City off, and it's an area they've been weak at throughout this season. And the goalkeeping troubles still remain for Michael Matriciani. You can hear some of the slight frustration in his voice. You've got so much possession as a side, really able to dictate play and just not able to really put an opposition goalkeeper under pressure. You start getting a little bit stressed out yourself, and maybe you don't execute things as well as you would like. Wynnum did well to find that little pocket of space. Longo, can she turn and go? She certainly can. Now Tiana Jaber, can she use her pace up against Briley Henry? 2 speedsters up against each other, and Henry wins out that time. Jaber not typically venturing that far forward. Briley Henry, we've seen her end of last season, start of this season, defensive roles, able to quickly get back into that mindset. Longo. 2 experienced players up against each other. Longo able to get the cross through and into the hands safely of Melina Mires. You'd have to say, though, for Melbourne City and for Michael Matriciani, the benefit, even though a goal down, they do have 62 goals sitting on the bench, spread out through Holly McNamara, Rihanna Policina, who hasn't been able to get herself back into the starting 11 after missing out due to illness a few weeks ago. We've also got Mariana Speckmeyer, 17 goals to her name, also scored in the last time these two sides faced off. That time was playing for the Wellington Phoenix. This time, wears the jersey of Melbourne City. There's Catherine Harvey, a player who's also capable of getting on the score sheet. They've got goal scorers. They've Got one of the deepest teams throughout the competition. Certainly not a fear that they're able to create some chances as a club. Can they do it in this game? Just get away from some of those little mistakes, and the rain is going to fall and start to become a factor as we see it starting to pour down in Casey. And being from that area myself, I know the wind certainly picks up, becomes like a wind tunnel as well. Something have to be mindful for both these teams. Davidson. Otto searching, finding Henry. She find a teammate, she can't. Kelly. Bosch. Hughes. Harvey unable to get it that time. It's interesting at times looking at the position of Lourdes Bosch and Alexia Apostolakis. Sometimes Bosch sitting a little bit deeper, Apostolakis a player who's able to get forward as well. If you saw in that last passage of play, she was right up next to Catherine Harvey, and Bosch a little bit deeper in the build-up of the play. Interesting to see if that continues as the game goes on, or we'll see Lourdes Bosch push further forward and really get involved more in the attacking third to try and get City back level. Harvey. Wall. And if you are just joining us, it is a goal from Olivia Ferguson, her first ever career goal in the Ninja A-League that separates the two sides. It was initially a Grace Jarley shot saved by Melina Mires and then tapped straight into the path of Ferguson, who was right by the keeper. It all really started from some poor play from Melbourne City out of their own defence from Melina Mires, passed it straight into the path of Grace Jarley. Kelly. Just going to send it down the line. Last Jarley up against Apostolakis, knocked away by Apostolakis. And it's going to stay with the Knicks. No particular rush. Jarley, ball beat Bosch. Sending it across they go. Hughes trying to keep it in, finds Harvey. And then it finds outside the field of play. They want to move quickly. They didn't have the numbers, or at least the space, to go quick. Stop. Momentarily losing possession. McKenna wasn't going to fumble that opportunity. Henry got options running through. That pass just too short. Needed more to find Catherine Harvey. It's the right idea. Harvey was breaking out. Just a poor execution. Hughes. Now Apostolakis. Mires. We're going to have one added minute to close out this first 45. Haven't had many stoppages at all. And a lot of dominance possession-wise from Melbourne City, but it is the Wellington Phoenix who dominate the scoreboard at the moment. One goal to their name. One step closer to claiming their first 3 points in Victoria. Continuing this hot run of form. Stott with the outstretched boot finds Davidson back to Otto, sorry, it wasn't Rebecca Stott, that was Taylor Otto, her centre back partner. Really, really impressed by Maya McCutcheon in the centre of the park. Initiated that press, being a disruptive force in the middle of the park. I really think has been a key part of the spark for Wellington to lift their intensity in this game, even without possession. And that's all there is for the first 45 minutes. Melbourne City dominating the stats. Wellington Phoenix dominating the scoreboard. Paul Temple winning the battle so far with the two coaches. Set his side up well. Going to need a little bit more of Michael Matriciani from his side and from the likes of Lourdes Bosch heading into halftime. But at the moment, it is Melbourne City who are down a goal to the Wellington Phoenix. We'll take a look at some of the first half highlights. It was a good ball out from Vlanic, and then offside Briley Henry meant that the Catherine Harvey subsequent shot didn't matter anyway. Harvey not able to find the ball, but TJ Vlanic certainly been one of the most vital and exciting players for City in this first half, really creating chances if they be at set pieces or in live play. And then this really nice work from Laura Hughes across, but there was nobody ready and waiting for City. It felt like a bit of the story of their first half, almost but not there. That ball across was promising, and then here was the goal. Melina Mires panicked, found Grace Charley. She couldn't execute, but it didn't matter because Olivia Ferguson was ready to score her first ever goal in the competition. Sat right next to Mires, and then easy as you like. That's going to be the easiest goal she'll probably ever score in her career, and it's the first one as well. And that's the goal that separates the two sides, and that's the goal both coaches will be thinking at halftime. Look at that possession, 71-29. Melbourne City absolutely dominating. Only one shot though. Wellington Phoenix, 3 shots on target. They would certainly love that to continue. Lots to fix if you're Melbourne City. Some positive signs though for the Wellington Phoenix. Maybe he wants a little bit more possession. Doesn't matter if you are a goal up. But that's how it sits at halftime for both these teams. And we'll see how it plays out in the second half. Well, to kick off round 8, it was Adelaide United who took on the Western Sydney Wanderers in a showdown of a game.
Just looks to hook it back in Adelaide's favour. Here's Fiona Wirtz. Lines up on the left foot, has a think about the strike once, twice, does get the shot away. Sham Karmas down quickly to her left with the save.
Tries to go across goal there against Sham Karmas, but what a great save there by Sham.
The goalkeeper at either end. The long ball from Jenkins is excellent. Fiona Wirtz might be in here. Fiona Wirtz. The strike. Sham Karmas has come off her line well. A big block by the goalkeeper.
What a great run in behind here by Fiona Wirtz, and another fantastic save by Sham Karmas there.
The centre of the park can drive into space, has options either side, finds Chelsea Dorber, gets her boot through it, leaning slightly backwards, and the head in the hand says it all. Another prime opportunity for Adelaide to take the lead. Has a little look up, finds the wide pass to Leon. Centering ball is a really good one, and that should have found the back of the net as the whistle rings out at Cooper Stadium. The Reds are going to look to swing that back in their favour. Fiona Wirtz, nice little touch, finds Dorber, her first time strike. Well, she got a nice piece of it, sailing over the crossbar. It's a nice release pass as well to find Chelsea Dorber, who bears down on goal, does get the strike away. Second chance for Wirtz as it's cleared away.
Great save by Sham Karmas, and Fiona Wirtz doesn't do enough to be able to put that ball into the back of the net.
Well, she's been threatening all game. That's a wonderful ball from Fiona Wirtz, and the late arrival of Lucia Leon, a little wry shake of the head. Wanderers' defence set their shape. Delivery comes in to the feet of Wanderers. Healy gets a strike away. Erin Healy. She finishes for Adelaide, and it's been building, and finally Adelaide United have broken the breach. And Erin Healy, for the first time this season, for her first Ninja A-League goal. And again, finds Wirtz, has 3 Wanderers defenders to beat. And Leon does get the strike away. The deflection is wicked off the boot of a Wanderers defender. That throw asking a bit much as Kushlaroo, or her strike, just floats aimlessly over the crossbar.
Well, it was a welcome return for Erin Healy, getting her first goal of the season, but we still got some more games for this round. In a home game tomorrow, Western United take on the Brisbane Roar in a game that promises to tell us a lot about both teams.
Ironbarks Fields is the setting for a crucial round 8 clash as Western United look to move into the top half of the ladder, while the high-flying Brisbane Roar have Melbourne City's top spot in their sights. Western United had the better of this fixture in last year's competition, winning on both occasions. But Brisbane Roar have proved to be a big surprise package this season. Lainey Fryer followed up her first ever Ninja A-League goal with 2 more in the 6-1 thumping over the Jets. The impressive hat-trick was assisted by twin sister and Matilda Shan Fryer, who set up 2 of the goals. Can Brisbane Roar keep this impressive run alive? Tune in on Sunday to 10 Play or Paramount Plus to find out.
Well, it's the biggest summer of football and action-packed fun for everybody these holidays, so a great opportunity to catch some of the A-League action.
It's football's hottest summer.
Well, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Well, that is just pretty to watch.
78 games across 28 days.
That is unbelievable!
It's the A-League's biggest summer of football ever.
Oh my goodness, what a strike!
Action-packed fun for everyone these holidays. Family passes start from only $24. Search A-League's tickets online to get your tickets today.
Well, it's certainly been a fun summer so far, and it's going to continue to be a fun summer. So make sure you get your tickets to come and check out some of the A-League action. Ninja A-League or the A-League men's, doesn't matter. We'd love to see you enjoying football. And these players are ready to come out there. Maybe not excited to come and see the weather and play a rainy pitch down at Casey Fields, but a chance and an opportunity for Melbourne City to get themselves back level in this game against the Wellington Phoenix side, who didn't have any of the possession at all. Less than 30%, but they were able to capitalise off a mistake. As we see one of the players just getting off camera now in Rihanna Policina. She's sitting on the bench for Melbourne City, and for Michael Matriciani, she's got 29 goals in her Ninja A-League career. Also got Holly Mack, who returned 2 weeks ago, but got on the score sheet last week against Adelaide. She's also available to come on and to change this game up. But lots to figure out for Melbourne City. And there's a mistake from Melina Mires playing out to Grace Jarley in Wellington Phoenix. The cost this Melbourne City side and sees them 1 goal down. And it was Olivia Ferguson who was able to slot it away, as we see Michael Matriciani. He's changed his outfit. He's got a hoodie on, not the classic Arsene Wenger full coat. So I don't know if, he's embracing that kind of style choices of coaching legends, but he's just gone with the short hoodie. But for Wellington Phoenix, it's been an impressive first 45 in resilience. Their ability just to withstand some pressure from the opposition side. Captain Annalie Longo, a serious face, so I'm sure she's pleased with her side's ability and concentration throughout the first half. Concentration's a really, really big part, and can be tough for sides when they play without the ball for such large periods of time, to stay focused, stay engaged, stay defensively locked in. Expect to do that for the next 45, now seeing Melbourne City a goal down. The players like Laura Hughes we see on screen, they'll be really important, particularly in the midfield, as a pivot point to really kind of set Melbourne City off into attacking play. But it will be City who get us going in the second half. Tisha McKenna, milestone game, playing it out to Stott. Can Melbourne City change the dynamic of this game, or can Wellington Phoenix see out this 45 minutes? It's all to play for. 3 points up for grabs. That ball immediately going out. Wynnum sending the ball high in the air falls a little bit short. Maybe the wind bringing it down. McKenna. Vlanic. Otto. Losing out a little bit of possession. Sloppy from Melbourne City defensively once again. Have to be more careful, have to be more mindful with the ball. Harvey working backwards to eventually make their way forward. You can see all the spectators just trying to find some cover. So as the rain breaks out in Melbourne southeast. That's an inviting ball. It's losing some steam, and Valau had to make a decision. Paul Temple, not really sure the practicality of a hat when it's raining, but it's a style choice certainly. Bosch. Down the line it goes. Kostelakis flicking it straight into the path of Wynnum and going out. And there is the goal scorer, Mia Ferguson, we just saw momentarily. Her goal is the one that separates these two sides. Wellington able to capitalise off a defensive error from Melbourne City. If you are just joining us, that is how it happened for the Phoenix. Once again, just a little bit sloppy from Melbourne City. Now, Alyssa Wynnum taking the effort, and Ramirez, simple grab in the end. Just didn't have that power, Alyssa Wynnum, but she's been there and amongst it. If it's been the plays, if it's been initiating the press at times, it's just that final third product that's missing to really take her to the next level at times. Kostelakis. Mirez. High curling ball straight into the path of Wall. Hughes. Picked off by Brazendale. Looked to be pulled, and she was. It's the middle of the park. The Wellington have been really good. Wynnum, it's probably the right idea to take the effort. It opened up. It was a clear shot and goal, but just couldn't have the power to really get the distance. Player we mentioned at the start of the game. It's been really, really influential. Can she get a reward, get an assist, get a goal? Can Wellington double their lead? Only Longo. High ball, sits up, headed on, and Mirez calmly collects. Stott. Otto. American finds Letitia McKenna, slipping it through, and now a chance for Catherine Harvey. Forced a little bit wider, sends it across, blocked by Jaber. Jaber did her job. And needed to. Saw Harvey and that ball maybe needed a little bit more pace to beat Jaber, who was trailing. Kostelakis. It's played to the near post, flicked on by Otto, and then sent over the bar by Vlanic. It is well worked Almost had the execution. It's a good flick on by Otto. Stuff you practice in the training ground, and then Lanic ended up slicing the ball as she went for the shot. Took a ricochet off the teammate from that initial header from Taylor Otto. Davidson couldn't slip it through. More Nick's jerseys around. That's a poor throw from Apostolakis. Don't typically see that from a player of her quality. Barry, Longo. Kelly. Cleared away by Kelly. Brazendale, McCutcheon. Real live wire in the first half, Maya McCutcheon. Very involved when she needed to be. Not going to see her with a huge amount of touches, but the disruptive force she was in the midfield. That's a great pass from Valau out to Ferguson. Ferguson rewarded with a good pass back, and that's sent across and too close to Mirez as Jale was looming at the far post. It's no real surprise. Maya McCutcheon is such a player with a lot of intensity. Went to University of Oklahoma. Great American football team, their college team, and a player by the name of Baker Mayfield, who was certainly a fiery player. So maybe that's just the alumni of University of Oklahoma that they get that kind of mentality. It's been very beneficial to the Wellington Phoenix so far in this game. That's a dangerous ball, and Longo just not able to corral the ball and continue the run, but raises her hand, says that's the right idea. Maybe we can try that again if the space opens up.
Yes, Leo. Good, Leo.
Bosch. That's inside, poked away by Brazendale. Retains possession, Otto. Stott. Sending it forward, McKenna. And running out of space, Letitia McKenna. Game number 100 for Letitia McKenna throughout this competition. Just as it was at halftime, Melbourne City 71% possession, Wellington Phoenix 29. Doesn't really matter how much possession you have. At the end of the day, it matters what it says on the score sheet. McKenna switches it out and not able to be controlled initially by Bosch. The overlapping run of Apostolakis. Was patient for the whistle. Just kind of waited and waited, and eventually she rewarded. And just as I mentioned, these goal-scoring threats, Rihanna Policina, Holly McNamara, Mariana Speckmeyer, head on. Michael Matriciani not waiting at all, not hesitating, taking the likes of Leah Davidson, so taking off one of his deeper-lying midfielders and replace an attacker. The last of the action for the afternoon. Really couldn't get much going. And then Mariana Speckmeyer up against her former side. The emotion she must be feeling. Had a really successful time at the Wellington Phoenix. A big part of that success is the reason she's at Melbourne City now. Such a dangerous player going forward. Maybe unlucky to have missed out on starting after scoring last week. But it shows the level of competition that exists in the Melbourne City squad. Their top scorer this season, starting on the bench in a big game. Threats available for Melbourne City to come on. What a benefit. Rihanna Policina, Mariana Speckmeyer, Holly McNamara. Include Carly Rossbacken in there as well. 62 goals on the bench for Melbourne City this afternoon. Their outfield players, Longo. Was Riley Henry, the other substitute, made her row off, and that's nicely done by Bosch to cut inside. Got McNamara up ahead. That's exactly where the ball's going to go, up against Kelly, who's sitting on that yellow card. Got in the first half, and McNamara fouled. Isn't it nice to have the Mac back? She is such a dangerous player, so exciting. Pre-ACL last season, was head and shoulders the best player in the competition. Not only a threat with the ball at her feet, but her movement off just attracts so much attention. Michael Matriciani be hoping that level of attention can help his side get back a level in this game. Made the substitution very early in this second half. Vlanic, that's a good curling ball, finding and searching for Otto, but it was cleared. And for extra measure, Annalie Longo. Postelakis. Policina. I mentioned Rihanna Policina, but at her best, one of the best number 10s in this competition. Can find anybody. Remember her initial game, and you see Tiana Javer with the theatrics and then a yellow card. Maybe referee Kelly Jones. Referee Kelly Jones, maybe she's not a fan of the Oscars. Doesn't like the acting performances. That, I don't know if Tiana Jaber would get the Oscar for Best Lead Actress, but maybe Best Supporting Actress. It was, well, it was something special. Vlanic once again. It's a high delivery, this time a little further out. Stock got the initial header, not got much distance. Policina brought it down, couldn't get the second touch. Speckmeyer, Postelakis. Hughes. McKenna. McKenna once again. Wouldn't she love to score on a milestone game? Spent so much time in Melbourne City. Initially from Perth, her sister Tian plays for the Perth Glory. Jarley. Back to Jarley. Playing around Wellington. Feels like one of their only real times of having any consistent sustained pressure, as McNamara forces the error from Carolina Valau. Stott. Hughes. Almost splitting the difference between two of her teammates, but quick recovery from Bosch. Not seen too much of Lourdes Bosch getting involved in that front third. Times this game just sitting a little bit deeper. Jarley shrugged off a few. That's the strength of Grace Jarley. Thought there was going to be a foul call, but she did well, all things considering. Longo. Can she turn away from Vlanic? Doesn't need to. Finds Jaber. Can she find somebody in the midfield? And it's going to be a goal kick. I thought initially took a deflection off stop, but must have taken another deflection off Jaber on the way through. Otto. McNamara found Hughes, and now McNamara, could she be through? And she was, but Valau is ready, and there it is. Shots on target. Wellington Phoenix 4. At halftime, they had 3 shots on target for the 3 shots in total. Melbourne City still yet to register a shot on target. They're going to need to get a move on. They've got the players on the park that are certainly capable of doing that. And if they want all 3 points, they really, really need to get a hurry on. This is certainly not a position they are unfamiliar with. Throughout the early portion of the season, they have found themselves down multiple points this game. Think back to the first game against Perth. Goal all over the top. Saw them down. They came back to get all 3 points. Hughes. One back by Brazendale. Pokes forward. Outstretched boot there of Ferguson. Couldn't trap it. And Stott trying to push the pace. Trying to push City away from their own goal. Brazendale ready for a fight. It's one of the most impressive things about Wellington. Even though they're our side, they've got a lot of young players. They are #1 in duels throughout this competition. They had 701 duels throughout this competition, so they're not afraid to get involved and to tackle. Melbourne City, they do not sit high in any of those categories, but that, when you look at a stat like that, a little bit deceiving. They have a lot of possessions. They're not necessarily always getting involved in duels when they've got the ball themselves. But for the Wellington Phoenix, they have no issues getting stuck in. And in a game that's looking like it's going to get very gritty, may suit them if they're able to concentrate and stay focused. McNamara, good pass to Hughes. Cleared. Bosch.
I got to change for Willow, okay? Change for
We're going to see some substitutions. So Emma Main is going to come on to replace goal scorer Olivia Ferguson, scoring her first ever goal in the Ninja A-League competition. Probably won't ever score an easier goal, but it does not matter at all for the 29-year-old. First goal. Paul Temple, all smiles. Now bringing on the experience of Emma Main to shore up this side. Just a slight shrug from Melissa Winham. Was it me? Was it me? It certainly was. Policina. Pocket of space found. That ball left behind. Speckmeyer. Wide of goal, Mariana Speckmeyer that time. It was a smart pass from Policina, not perfectly executed as Jaber actually got in the way, but making a slight mess of it. Tiana Jaber losing the ball with her feet, and then Speckmeyer able to get the shot away. Unable to find the target though. Still yet to do that, Melbourne City. That ball lofted into the air, headed down. McNamara tries to send it back the other way. Still McNamara took a deflection wide. And just sent away. Away from danger. Looks like the rain has gone away. So the pitch will be quite wet, but not having to contend with those sorts of elements anymore. Vlanic sends it across. That ball just kept lifting, and there it is! There's the equaliser. It took a deflection on the way through. Valau could do nothing about it, but it's 1-1. There's Vlanic. That ball just kept rising in the air, and then it's probably going to be an own goal for number 5, Olivia Kelly. He's trying to head it over the bar, and it found its way past Carolina Valau. TJ Vlanic, 2 weeks in a row getting involved. I don't know if she'll get rewarded for the goal this time. It didn't look like the ball was on target. We'll have to wait and see how it gets credited. But that's the kind of luck you need if you are Melbourne City. Just get yourselves back in to this game and back into this contest, and now the state of the game changing. They have players who are capable of really capitalising. What will this do for the Wellington Phoenix side? That ball drops for the McNamara. Sends it across McNamara, and Barry with the outstretched leg. Bosch still continuing. Still they search. That's across, and that's headed on! And just like that, Melbourne through and find themselves ahead. It's Laura Hughes. Doesn't get on the score sheet, but was able to do it that time. The ball across for Apostolakis, and Hughes just dived at it, and Valau, in less than 2 minutes, beaten twice.
Go to Melbourne City FC. Score by number 18.
Hughes, as I mentioned, doesn't get involved in the scoring all that often. And it is her 3rd goal of the season, however. An assist to her name this season. Getting involved a little bit more often. Wynnum. That's such a gut punch for this Wellington Phoenix side, who have done well to really limit City's chances and shots on target. And their first shot on target, I believe it's going to be that effort from Laura Hughes, as the initial effort from TJ Vlanic was off target. Matter of minutes, they are up ahead. Speckmeyer. I don't know how she's feeling. Is she looking forward to the opportunity to score up against her former side? Will she celebrate, won't she? It's always the question when players face their former side. Wobbling around, Wynnum comes away with it, sends it through, asking a lot of Longo. Ramirez off the line. McCutcheon heads it down for Barry. Heavy touch, finds Policina. Able to turn and go. And it's going to be brought back for the initial foul. McNamara thought she was away. Wanted the advantage. Now this is out to Jale. Got options, cuts it back though. It's McCutcheon. Nobody ready and waiting that time. Bosch. McNamara. Nudged off by Barry and free kick awarded. Kenzie Barry, not afraid to be physical. Certainly one of the best defenders throughout this competition. Aware of the danger of
Nice and tight and narrow. Get the three tight and narrow.
Stott. That's a good ball out to Vlanich. Speckmeyer pokes it away, thought she was fouled. And just outside the box, Mackenzie Barry once again penalised. Has to be very, very careful. Hasn't been put into the book just yet.
It looked outside the contact. Nah, the ball's gone too far. After that, yeah. No. Where the touch after the ball's
You can
gone.
see that challenging. There is Lockie Keevers trying to inform Michael Machichani why that wasn't a yellow card. Vlanich. Low, cleared. Main searching for his teammate, finds Wynnum. Tries to return the favour, but Apostolakis had MMA and beat.
Holly, get in shape now. Get in shape now, Holly. Get in shape now.
Apostolakis. Stott. Hughes. Mires. Chipping it over. Finds McKenna. Caught between a few. Bosch was there in support. Apostolakis. Hughes. More touch. Got her in a little bit of trouble. Jale. Brazendale. They need to be quick. These passes. McCutcheon. Bosch. Wellington. There's a little bit of frustration coming from their bench as kind of the times the whistle's been called against them. And that one is pretty clear. Hughes finding McKenna, poking it into the path of Bosch. Vlanich holding the width. Now trying to find Policina, but Barry able to come across. Melbourne City have gone down a goal ahead of this game. 4 times. They won 3 of them, only drawn once. So certainly wasn't a position they were unfamiliar with. It was the majority of their games so far this season they've been a goal down in. They are a side that the amount of quality they have, the depth in the side, they never really feel themselves under the pressure maybe others may perceive while watching them. Otto. Bosch immediately closed down by Jale. They do not want her going out for a run or a stroll forward. Policina picks that off. Policina now with the effort, still fumbling around, eventually cleared. Bosch got McNamara in the middle, cuts back, beats wall, sends it across. McNamara, high looping ball, always off target. Effort from Rihanna Policina, just getting Olivia Kelly a little bit tangled, and now we're going to see Mania Elliott come on for Daisy Brazendale. So Elliott, a player who's a threat going forward, can link up, really lively. Can she be the spark the Paul Temple side need after being a goal up for a decent chunk of this game? In a matter of moments, it slipped through their hands as Emma Main wins out against TJ Vlanich and then brought down. No foul call. Looked like Vlanich got the ball. Now first touch for Mania Elliott, and first touch, that ball goes out of the field. That challenge from TJ Vlanich, really well worked, well timed. She got that wrong. It was going to be from the spot for the Phoenix. McNamara, Policina. Now she's searching for McNamara once again. That ball dragging a little bit wider than she probably would have liked, but a chance to run at a few. McKenna on the edge of the box. Policina now. Ball just kind of dribbled through. This beautiful bit of passing between McNamara, Policina and McKenna. Just that final effort. Needed a little bit more conviction. McKenna. Policina. McNamara making the run through the middle. Stalakis. Vlanich. Sending it into the box. Policina brought down and then just took a swing at it and just slid off her boot. Just take a look at that effort from Policina, just slicing it in the end. TJ Vlanich just taking a seat, and it's giving an opportunity for both sides to Paul Temple trying to reorganise his side. There were some real positives in there, but just couldn't hold on as Melbourne City continue to build the pressure. So how can he restabilise his side? As Vlanic is just going to have to head off for a moment. We'll see if she continues. They do have the likes of Carly Rosbakken on the bench as well as a defensive replacement, and it does look like Carly Rosbakken is about to come onto the field. So if that will be the last we see of TJ Vlanic for this afternoon. Set up the first goal, wasn't rewarded with it. That will go down as an own goal, but it was her ball into the box that set it off, and it was fitting. She was a big part of the first half for Melbourne City, one of the real bright spots as they struggled to create chances going forward. Got on the score sheet last week against Adelaide, but this time, can it be Emma Main who gets on the score sheet for Wellington, and she sends the ball across? There was nobody there, only Mirez. Emma Main with that ball across. It was the right idea to set a teammate up, but it was just a little bit too far forward for Alyssa Wynnum. Mirez, that's a dangerous pass, cleared, but only as far as Maya McCutcheon. Haven't seen her as much in the second half. McCutcheon, could it have been that with Wellington starting with a goal up, just didn't feel the need to press as much? Could it cost them? That ball sent across, and almost Emma Main, almost getting contact to beat Mirez. She was right behind, ready and waiting. It was a good ball across from Lara Wall, and there you see Emma Main just sliding through, not able to make the contact needed. There's confirmation of the substitution. Carly Rosbakken and Matilda on to replace TJ Vlanic, who's a Serbian international in her own right as well. Barry. It's going to be brought a little bit further forward to help Wellington out. That foul on McCutcheon. Charlotte able to bring it down, but not able to find a teammate. But the bobble, Emma Main! Knocked over by Mirez. Main just took a swing at it. She was falling. Beautiful contact. Mirez off her line, made it much trickier than it probably needed to be. Able to palm it over. We're going to see Zoe McMeekin, goal scorer last week, to replace Tiana Jaber.
Number 2, Zoe McKean.
Everybody's sitting up at the far post. It comes to the near post. McCutcheon missed it. Barry with the swing at it. Mirez just slaps it away and then cleared the danger by McNamara. Strange Ramirez didn't want to take the chance of bobbling the ball. Barry just sent it high into the air. There was a looming presence of Olivia Kelly. Ramirez had to be mindful of. Speckmeyer, been quiet since coming on. Policina, that touch too heavy. Speckmeyer. There's some Kiwi jackets, I think I saw behind. That's that lady with the phone in front of her. Be happy to see some Kiwi internationals. Looks of Mackenzie Barry, Annalie Longo. Enjoy the fans. It's going to be really, really nice to see Holly Mack when she's in her full form, starting games. Every time she's looked to be getting going, just been unfortunate with injuries, and we see a player down. I think it is Holly McNamara. Not sure what happened in the build-up to this. She's taken a knock, it seems, maybe. And just a little accidental run in with Maya McCutcheon. Wynnum. Elliott sending it forward for Jale. That pass is quick. Emma Main was too far gone and ventured offside. Emma Main's been good since coming on to replace Olivia Ferguson. Just too early. Ramirez wasn't going to take any chances anyway. Too strong, that pass. Beckmeyer tried to save it. Save it she does. It will be City's ball. Headed on. Main can find a teammate. McCutcheon. Kelly. Ball. Jale. Where you need something from a player like Grace Jale. Searching. Needs to find something or somebody. Barry. Kelly. Nudge on Mania Elliott. Wins the Phoenix. A free kick. Sure how beneficial at times they were for Melbourne City, causing chaos. Can Wellington do the same with their set pieces? Got some tall targets available. High ball, headed on, knocked down, and then cleared by Stott. Another one of those football ferns. There's lots of Phoenix shirts ready and waiting, and Olivia Kelly tried to play it off to somebody else, but Becca Stott making sure that the danger was averted. And trying to drag Apostolakis away from everybody else. Near post. Longo, high ball into the far post. Tried to head forward. There was Zoe McMeekin, scorer of last week's second goal against Sydney FC. Ready at the far post, and then that contact, she just hit the ball down. Maybe misjudged the flight of the ball ever so slightly. We're nearing the 90-minute mark. We'll see how much time gets added on. Jale. It's a good bit of skill, and the follow-up wasn't. And it's going to be a Wellington free kick. Apostolakis seemed to have fouled Jale. Referee Kelly Jones thought Jale won the ball fair and square, and then Apostolakis with that tug of the boot. Longo set up at the far side once again. And the ball curling through, punched away by Mirez. Elliott, can she recycle the ball to get a second effort? It's going to be 5 more minutes of added time. McNamara, can she use her burst of pace? She's going to send it forward for Bosch, but it's going to be cleared. And a foul will be called as Lara Wall was hit by Lourdes Bosch. So take a look at that once again. Wall had the right angle. She was going to get there first, and Bosch just too late for the challenge. Frustrating for Carolina Villau. It's good. A large portion of this game. Unfortunate the first goal was an own goal. Nothing she could do about it. And then beaten out by Laura Hughes for the second. Only a few minutes as Bosch makes a big tumble to the ground. Main is going to have a little bit of space. May need to use some teammates. Wall clipped by Bosch, but she continues. Bosch regains possession. They fight. And the Knicks win out. Take back challenge once again. That's probably not going to feel nice tomorrow. Apps flicked on. Speckmeyer making sure danger's averted. Barry's going to be able to bring it forward once again for Wellington. They really, really need to build up if they want anything out of the game and secure their second ever point in Victoria. They're going to need to push and find something. We'll need a little bit of luck. McNamara, this is not where they want the ball if you are the Phoenix. It's perfect if you're Melbourne City. McNamara up against Barry. Inside, finds Policina. Can she cut inside? No, she's going to find McNamara, sends it across, and then not on the same page. Policina just getting hit in the face. Wynnum. Smart was patient, found next pass to be good. It's not good enough as New Zealand internationals up against each other. Jale and Stott. Experience winning out that time. And they fight and they fight. And Phoenix get the free kick. Just 2 minutes between the goals. Olivia Kelly scoring 67th minute, Laura Hughes 69th. In a matter of moments, this game slipped through the fingers of the Wellington Phoenix. Can they recapture it? Longo, that's a high ball, not enough distance. Sacrifice some distance for height. It's not what you're after in that moment. She'll get another opportunity. Trying to lose Apostolakis. Wynnum couldn't get it through. It's going to be the Phoenix's ball. They need to be quick. They don't have time to be arguing. Longo just going to send it over. Policina, such a cool customer. She can keep it in play. She can drive with the ball further forward. He'll stay with Melbourne City. The Phoenix thought they had it. They don't have time. Give the ball straight back to Melbourne City if you want to get anything out of this game. Now Melbourne City is Alexa Apostolakis just for a moment, casually forgetting how to catch a ball, and that's what you got to do at times in these games. And here in the end, and also Wynnum is not pleased. Lockie Keeve is having a few words. Fourth official. Oh, like a pinball. Searching. Looked like a potential high boot. McMeekin was charging through. McNamara sends it out into the path of Carly Rosbachen. McNamara once again against Barry. Very well off the line. You really see they want to make sure that McNamara doesn't get a chance to turn and go. Longo. Wynnum. This is a perfect opportunity. That's a good ball for Emma Main. Sending it across. That's not good enough. She fell as she made contact. Main was having the right idea but couldn't find Elliott, and that ball into the hands of Mira. She's going to take as much time as she's afforded and allowed by Kelly Jones. And that's all the time she needs. Melbourne City, they weren't at their best, but they had to find their best in a matter of moments, and they did. Olivia Kelly heading the ball into the back of the net, courtesy of a ball from TJ Blanich. Unfortunate. Maybe that was a bit of an ice-cold handshake. Michael Matrachani continues his unbeaten streak as head coach of Melbourne City. Paul Temple's side, they fall short. That unbeaten streak ends now, but it is Melbourne City who win out 2-1 against the Wellington Phoenix. We'll take a look at the key moments of the game, but this was the moment in the first half that had Wellington Phoenix fans very pleased. A poor play out from Melina Mires. We've seen her do a few times this season, and it was 29-year-old Olivia Ferguson. Right place, right time, lots of experience. A player of her caliber. But then TJ Vlanic, that ball just kept on rising, and then Olivia Kelly in the wrong place at the wrong time. She had the right idea, trying to head it away, and then off balance, and there's nothing her keeper, Carolina Valau, could do. And then to finish it off, 2 minutes later, Laura Hughes off a beautiful ball from Alexia Apostolakis, just dove at it and passed Valau, and just like that, Melbourne City were in charge and were ahead, and there wasn't much that the Wellington Phoenix could do. The possession, Wellington Phoenix got 2% more as the half continued. Melbourne City, as always, dominating possession. 9 shots on target, 3 on target. Every shot Wellington had was on target, but unfortunately for them, they do not leave with all 3 points. Melbourne City continue their reign on top of the league table. Wellington Phoenix just sitting outside of the top 6. But a fantastic afternoon of football. And we still got some more fantastic Ninja Ray League continuing tomorrow, Sunday. Canberra United taking on the Newcastle Jets at 5 p.m. That game should have lots and lots of goals involved. And then to close out, Western United are taking on Brisbane Roar. This game is going to be really, really important to determine which of these sides are contenders, are any of them pretenders. But we will have to wait and see for that tomorrow. And there is Rihanna Policina and the side celebrating. It's been a fantastic afternoon of football.